Hi everybody, we're here at Bowl Expo 2019 and I'm over in the Storm Roto Grip booth. I've got Chris Schlemer here with me.
Very good.
So you got some new products that you're going to talk about,
Yeah,
huh?
I don't know which one you want to start with. You're going to pick one?
Let's go high to low.
High to low. Okay. So high to low, we've got the Halo Vision. And for those of you that have seen it, you've probably seen some of the stuff on Facebook Live with we did on the Roto Grip page and some other stuff now. The concept behind this, you know, the Halo and Halo Pearl have been really good. But what happens is the Halo, with it having the microtracks cover on it, it's actually got a nanotechnology in it. So that's actually acts like a particle, makes it pick up a little bit sooner.
Sure.
It's really good in heavy oil, but when you have to move in and start changing direction, you know, it kind of just blends the shape out a little bit. So then the next one in that line was when we did the Pearl, you know, with the pearlized cover on it, same cover they're used on the Idle Pearl, makes it cleaner through the front and makes it really responsive to friction. And so, you know, as always, the combination of both balls and continuously getting asked, you know, hey, can you guys make the Defiant Soul again? Yeah, I said Defiant Soul. I said, you know what? I haven't done that in a long time. So I took that mindset, and so you'll see even with the colors, I took the purple and gold from the Defiant Soul and I had the blue from the Halos.
That was one of my favorite balls too.
Yeah, and put it together. You know, it's a modern day version. It's actually, so this is actually E-Trax H19, which is our hybrid version. So it's a modern day hybrid.
Okay.
But it's the same finish process, getting it to a 2000 finish with hybrid.
Right.
And you know, the first thing that so Chris Prather, who's now a superstar on the tour, winning his first title and then winning the 100,000 in the world bracket thing there.
That?
And he was actually in Utah the week before he won that live show for 100,000.
Oh wow!
And so we did videos that he actually are on the video wall there. And so he actually threw this ball and he goes, man, he goes, I can just keep getting deeper and deeper and deeper. He goes, and it still comes around the corner.
Just keeps going.
I said, yeah, that's the difference of, you know, we've had hybrids. You know, like the Hypercell Fuse was hybrid. Most people thought it was Pearl, but it was actually hybrid, but it was factory shined. So the bowling world, even the pros get a misconception of what does what and how it sees the lane.
Absolutely.
And but with these, even, you know, having a lot and some of these other guys now throwing it, they go, man, it just never misses a spot. I can keep moving in and I keep getting around the corner. And you know, even with the Pearl, the Halo Pearl being able to move in, sometimes that Pearl color doesn't always shoot clean through the front. Sometimes it sees friction a little too fast and wants to respond and kind of stand and stop and kind of bleed out too fast.
Well, I think that's maybe what a lot of people don't understand is that continuation is different than a lot of hook on the back.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that was kind of the key component in my mind, you know, putting this all together, because, you know, a lot of times, and even, you know, with the Halo Pearl and even the Idle Pearl having the same pearlized cover, you know, people are like, oh, that ball just goes sideways, and then all of a sudden they're like, it goes sideways, and then I make a move, and then it just shoots all the way through the lane, and I 2-8-10, or I buck it. And they go, well, that's because, you know, you now get to a higher volume of oil and there's no friction spot to throw at. Or it's the fact of maybe there's friction closer to you don't see, and it stands up and doesn't come around the corner.
Right.
And they all look at you and go, yeah, but it's a pearlized ball. I go, yeah, but pearlized is more responsive usually to friction than not.
And more sensitive to the difference of oil and dry.
You're spot on with that. So, you know, so that was really the mindset. So making a modern day Defiant Soul. And then from there we went to HB3. So we got the new Idle Pro. And I know the word pro gets kind of used, it's been used quite a bit throughout time. And the reason I went with that on this ball is because I used a cover process that we've not used ever on the Roto Grip side. And Hank Boomershine and I actually sat down, you know, Hank's in charge of R&D, and you always mull ideas, and Hank's been around I've been with Storm now for 18 years, he's been there 19 years, and he's like, oh, what do you think? Shall we do this and that? And I go, well, I need something cleaner than the Idle, because again, that's got the same cover as the Halo, and that's got the nanoparticle in it, so it tends to be a little early. And so, you know, it wasn't like, well, I can't make all three balls hybrid.
Correct.
And he goes, we were sitting there one day, and he goes, dude, I got it. I go, yeah, what's that? He goes, sheen. I go, huh, I totally forgot that. The last ball we actually did out of that factory, it was a rocket ship. It was actually on the Storm side. We actually did a sheen process. And what that means is it actually goes through the polishing system. And you can kind of see a little bit, this is one of the test balls. There's a shiny spot, and then there's a dull spot here. So what happens is they'll actually be all uniform. This is one of the quick tests that went through whenever we were sending samples here. But so what happens is that goes through the polisher, and then it goes back around our assembly line and actually goes in the machine, and it'll get a quick 3000 pad on top. So there's factory polish with a light layer of texture, just like, you know, you tour right back in the day.
Sure.
It's one of those deals where a lot of times we're just going to knock the cover off.
Right,
exactly.
exactly.
Factory polish.
Well, that's what we would do. We would polish them, and then when they got down to the lanes, we would just touch them enough.
And now that starts this way.
Correct.
So, and what that does reaction-wise, it makes it cleaner than an Idle. Even if you shine an Idle and crack it down like this, it's still going to be cleaner than Idle, and it's going to have more shape downlane because this is a straight reactive material. There's no nanoparticle added to it.
Okay.
And again, comparison to the Pearl one, you know, because that idle Pearl actually with that pearlized cover, super responsive to friction and wants to bounce. I mean, people are like, oh, I love that ball. It hooks so much.
When there's pure friction.
When there's pure friction, right.
It can be a little sensitive.
And again, the same thing that we just talked about,
Correct.
where that friction could, if it's throw at, or if it starts getting too closer to you, then it kind of bleeds out and doesn't come around the corner. This ball comes around the corner, and I think the best description so far is kind of like a beefed up IQ Tour.
Okay.
Because it clears the front and it just shapes the lane every time, kind of thing.
Yep.
And then HB2, a lot of you at home, or out there in bowling land, you're gonna be excited about the modern day version of a wrecker. If you guys remember that from a few years ago for Roto Grip. That was one of our top. It's still to this day. I mean, obviously we sold a ton of the original Cell was the #1 selling ball of all time.
Right.
Actually, the Wrecker is #2.
Wow.
And so I went back to the well, and again, that was something I sat down with Hank with, and we're trying to figure out that HB2 line. Sales are always kind of okay, and it's like performance-wise and what we need. And so I talked to him about it. And he goes, I said, man, kind of that neutron part with a little bit higher RG, a little bit more of a lower to medium diff, and he goes, dude, we can build that. He goes, we got a part like that, and so we put the part together, put it in a ball, put a hybrid cover. And you see the new core. And like I said, the record numbers on it. So it comes in at like 254, 255. It's got like 40, 42 diff.
Nice.
And then the hybrid. So it's blue solid, orange pearl. Kind of like the original Wrecker was blue solid with white pearl.
White pearl, right.
So. So I want to mix it up a little bit, and make it see. But same thing. Even Malott and all the other guys, they finally got. We don't put those in matchmaker sets, and so the pro staffers, I drilled them for them so they could throw them and people could see them.
Right.
And Malott goes, so he's the guy, and I don't know if you saw his video. He likes the color contrast, so he needs to see that to make sure he sees both. Where some pros
likes more contrast.
Some guys or girls prefer a solid color,
right?
So it's kind of they can see what it does on the lane. Guys like Malott like to see the colors contrasted so they know how they got it off their hand and what the ball's doing.
Right.
And same kind of thing. Those guys could chase it in, get it to wheel around the corner, and they're like, wow, this ball's really good. They go, it reminds me of a Wrecker. I go, okay, so we did good.
Oh, there you go.
New core, kind of got, numbers, hybrid. And again, it's a modern day version. So this has got the VTC, which stands for Versatile Traction Control. VTC H19. So it's just our newest version of hybrid cover. And I don't know if you guys explained that too up in Canada with the top of the line we use E-Tracks and Micro-Tracks, and down below in HB2 and HB1, like even on the hustles, we use VTC, which is it's a little bit more. And how we do that is it's actually performance is still really good, but the durability and it's got just a little bit more traction to it.
Okay.
So, is actually, if you look at the peaks and valleys, stuff like that, there's a little bit more texture and a little bit more kind of spacing in the resins, and the material gets added to that. So that's why I went with versatile traction control, because it's one of those things, those hustles and stuff, they don't boomerang or anything like that. They're just kind of a predictable, and that's the same kind of thing with these. So that's where I kind of separate the line of, you're paying a little bit more for performance, and when we can create monsters like this, there's technology involved.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Roto Grip World's cranking, folks.
Pretty good.
We got our own superheroes now. It started as an idea, my concept for making the catalog look like a comic book, turned into all this other stuff, and it's been pretty fun. Everybody's like,
really?
Oh, that's so cool, and I made our pro staff pick out names and everything. So yeah, it's been fun preparing for this Bowl Expo. I've been excited.
Oh, absolutely. It sounds like things are going good with you and the staff.
Oh man, yeah, it couldn't be better. I've like I said, I've been with Schlemer now for 18 years, and I've been in charge of Roto Grip now since 2012, and we're trying to keep climbing, and I kind of keep doing my thing. And I like to refer to myself, I'm on Roto Grip Island. They're like, oh, Schlem's got his deal going on Roto Grip, and the Storm guys are going to do their thing. And every once in a while they'll shout out, hey Schlem, what do you got over? You good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. You guys just keep doing your thing, I'll do my thing. So yeah, it's a good thing.
Yep, very good.
Yep.
Well, buddy,
all right, brother.
look,
thanks,
we
man.
appreciate the all the input.
Absolutely.
And support.
Thank you, guys.
We're so happy that we have such a great relationship with you guys.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Everything we need is always there. So
absolutely.
Thanks,
we're always here to help, and same for you folks at home. We're always glad to help you guys as well.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thanks, bud.